Hi, thanks for stopping by. I'm Digital Fam, and in today's video, I'm here to talk about my journey in terms of starting a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not really starting a YouTube channel because this YouTube channel was created back in 2008, but what I am doing is I'm jumpstarting. So today, this is my 6th video, and I've committed myself to the 1-1-66-day challenge. And what that is I'm focusing on one thing for 1 hour and doing it for 66 days. So the one thing I'm focusing on is creating YouTube videos, and I really want to get it down to the whole recording and editing within the 1 hour, which so far I have not been able to do that. But this is my 6th video and I have 60 more to go. So initially I had wanted this channel to be pretty much about any type of topic that I wanted to discuss or I felt was valuable to the audience. And I titled it Digital Fam, Your Virtual Coffee Break Buddy. And the premise is that anybody who searched my channel, it would be like me on a coffee break and just talking as if you were like having coffee with me, which I realized it didn't really work out because it wasn't bi-directional. It was just like me chatting. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on pretty much what are the things you need to do to make sure that each video is really valuable for your audience and all the elements that you need. And one of the most important thing, know what you're going to talk about, do talking points so that you know that pretty much every moment of the video it has valuable information for people. I haven't done that yet. I was going to do that last night, like I said on my 5th video, but anyway. I've also thought about last night in terms of who my audience is and what type of content do I really want to put out. So I'm feeling like I'm going to need to change the title. Coffee break, that's great, but it's got to be more meatier than that. So I really had to search deep inside myself last night and even a little bit today, and I will do that again this evening. What value can I bring to you guys? I can bring a lot, to be honest, but what is going to really resonate and what am I really passionate about in terms of sharing? So I am a digital strategist. I work with a Toronto marketing agency and I'm here in another city in Canada. I've also been a nurse for 11 years, and that in itself has so many stories, and not just nursing stories in particular, but in how I went into nursing. And then there's part of my life where I used to work for a magazine in Toronto, and it wasn't just about the magazine, but it was a lot of the learning that I had come across just from working in that type of environment. The people, clients, and it was a very interesting time for me because it was when the internet started to become mainstream. So basically we had at that time 39 print publications, and we were starting to roll out getting them to have an online presence. I think that was back in 1996, somewhere around there. So I have all this experience, I have all these stories to share, and it's not just stories about me. It would really be about things that I've learned that have happened to me, and I'm pretty sure these experiences are not just unique to me. Why do I know this? Well, because we're all human. So I'm still figuring out what type of content I want to be sharing. So I'm going to be really transparent in this 6th video just to let you know I haven't really figured it out. I do have some ideas. Number one of the ideas was I was going to use the word magical, which I think when I wanted to jumpstart this YouTube channel 2 years ago, I did create a video, and the title of it was something like sharing magical stories and adventures of like a remote worker or something like that. Do I practice magic? No, of course not. But the reason why I use the term magic is because there are things that happened in my life that were really sort of like out of the ordinary. And there were things in my life that kind of like led me to the next step or next journey. And that in itself, I feel, is really good to share because I'm thinking that maybe somebody out there is going through a similar journey or situation, or maybe it's not even like the exact same, but it would be the process or the self-awareness learning that I've gotten from that. So that's one, because there's so many magical things that have happened to my life, like unbelievable. So that would be one. And maybe I could like start to share that and put it in a playlist. Like I'd call it like the magical playlist. I don't know. Another one would be, okay, so first of all, I'm a certain age. And not by my choosing, but I end up having relationships with guys that are younger than me. And it's not like I choose it, it's not like I want it. It's just how my life has been. So, first of all, I was married before, and I was married to someone that was relatively my same age. Like, we were the same age. Maybe I was like, 8 months older. So, that relationship had dissolved. And my next relationship after that was with someone who I was 8 years older. And that was like, oh, okay. But it wasn't about the age. It was more about the maturity level and the emotional intelligence at the time. And mind you, I wasn't very emotionally intelligent at the time. And it's not to say that that person wasn't. It just aligned. So the relationship I had after my marriage was with somebody who was 8 years younger than me. And then that was like for 5 years. Oh my gosh, I'm actually going through telling you about this. So my other relationships ended up being with men that were considerably younger than me. Like I'll tell you. So one was 8 years younger. Then my next one, serious one, they're all serious. Like I don't take relationships lightly. So one gentleman was 8 years younger than me, and that lasted 5 years. And then another gentleman was 12 years younger than me, and that lasted for 9 years. And then another gentleman was 16 years younger than me, and that lasted for 9 years. So if you add that up and you do the math, you will figure out my age. So you know what? Here's something. I'm going to task you. Try to figure out my age based on the information I gave you. That's all I'm saying. So that second topic was about my experience being like an older woman, having relationships with men that are younger than me, and how did I deal with that? Like what things came up? So that's something to talk about, and that could be another playlist. There's another thing that I wanted to share about being an early adopter in terms of technology or software platforms or whatever. So I was so big into like whatever you call technology and new innovative products coming out, and I would always join a beta tester community in terms of apps, you name it. And I spent so much money on like tech gadgets back in the day. So, and I think I'm starting to do it again. So I gotta like just hold and chill. But I could talk about that. I could talk about how I utilized social media back in 2007 when Twitter was still relatively new, and how I carved out a niche for myself in the Android community. I can talk about that. Oh my gosh, that's something in itself too. And the fourth thing that I can also share in terms of content is my personal journey in terms of self-awareness. So what does that mean? It means identifying things or thoughts or feelings that really don't serve me. Like working through jealousy, which I've worked through. Working out things that are like of ego. Working out the process of not getting defensive about certain things, or especially feelings of lack that I didn't realize was in my subconscious, like things like that, like real things. Even the magical stories, they were real. They're real. Oh my God, they're so real. So this video is going to be short, yay for you guys. And I just want to share the process of me trying to figure out what in the world this YouTube channel is going to eventually be. So I'm just going to go with it. Just like what Sean said in Think Media, he said, you just got to do it. And then the first thing you got to do is like, just put out 35 videos. Well, you know what, Sean? I'll put out 35 videos, but I'll call your 35 and add and put up 66. Is that how they talk in poker? You know, when they, anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So I hope you join this journey with me, because maybe you can learn something from this, like from my what. And I'd really love to have your feedback. So I'll tell you this. The content you might see right now might not be valuable to you. So you're like, I'm not even going to subscribe. But if you do subscribe, I promise you, I am genuine. I am authentic. And you will get something out of it once I really figure out what I want to say. And I think by me telling you the 4 topics that I feel like this content should be about, you know what? They might just be all about all those 4 topics. And I'll just have certain days or certain times when I'm going to pick out a story or a topic from each one of those categories and put them on a playlist. Because really, it's really all about human experience. It's really all about sharing stories. And yeah, sure, I'm sharing you my story, but in the way that I share it, hopefully it'll help you process something that you probably are going through with, or it might help you in your own personal journey. I mean, that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? Aren't we just really here to just help and be of service to other people? Like I'm telling you, I have another YouTube video, and it's an ASMR video channel. And what is ASMR? ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And what that is there are some stimuli that people resonate with that gives them tingles. Like, it's a thing. Whether you get tingles on top of your head, at the back, along down your neck, or on your arms, it's so it could be whisper. It could be the sound, writing sounds, the sounds of like pen on paper. It could be like tapping, right? And people like that. Here's something, you guys have probably seen this. There are a lot of videos on YouTube where all you do is you watch people eat. And whether that's a visual trigger or the sound of, what they're eating, that's a type of ASMR. So anyway, getting back to it, I do have an ASMR channel, and you know what? The ASMR community, they're so supportive, and I really feel that community is really special. And the reason why I say that is because I've watched a number of ASMR videos, and a lot of the people in those ASMR videos, they would share how the ASMR community had helped them in so many ways. Like, it's just in so many ways. And the ASMR community has helped me. And how it has helped me is by starting an ASMR video where literally for 50 videos, I didn't have to show my face. It's mostly visual or audio. So I hid behind my ASMR videos in a way that I didn't have to show my face, and all I did was you could just hear my voice whispering, or like the triggers, the types of trigger videos I would do, like tapping or mic scratching or whispering or things like that. So because I would get such great feedback on how my voice sounded, just feedback on my videos in general, that actually gave me the confidence to, you know what? Maybe I could get in front of the camera. I didn't have to hide behind it. Maybe I can start to get back in front of the camera again and jumpstart this YouTube channel that I've always been wanting to do. So here I am. I really owe it to the ASMR community. And not just, I guess I owe it to them, but it's also me. I also wanted to do it. I was in a place, in a space, and in a mindset where I said to myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to this. Like, I'm just going to do it. So this is my 6th video. Anyway, if you stayed for this long, thank you so much. And please do subscribe. Hit the button over there, or the little logo. I promise you, if you hit the subscribe button and you be on this journey with me, you will get something out of it. Anyway, thank you for visiting, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.